Hello guys, in this session we will discuss about teaching technology. Before we discuss about teaching technology, let me introduce my group members. The first is Fitriana Laila Priani, the second is Vera Pujiastuti, and the last is Mia Ayunadia. Let me continue to discuss about teaching technology. In teaching technology, there are several types of technology. The first is video. In video, there are a number of videos that have been made specifically for the ELT classroom, which are accompanied by activity books and teacher's guides or company coursebook. And then about computers. In the computers, the purpose of this section is to provide guidelines on how call can complement and reinforce classroom-based learning. And then there are call options. In call option, children can produce different types of reading for different purposes such as letter, cards, menus, books reports, or etc. And there are internet. In the internet, lends itself particularly to a communicative and task-based learning and links extremely well into project, topic, and story-based work. And the last, there are CD-ROMs. CD-ROMs, the range of CD-ROMs is increasing rapidly, although at the time of reading, there is a need for more specifically created CDs for young EFL learners. In teaching technology, there are two aims. The first aim is about young learners learn with animation story, TV children programs, documentary, nursery rhymes, videos made by the teacher. And the second aim is pupils are able to provide guidelines on how call can complement and reinforce classroom-based learning. In this teaching technology, there are three activities. The first is post activity, and the second is while activity, and the last is pre-activity. In the pre-activity, there are two kinds. The first is video, and the second is computer. In video, there are several pre-activities. The first is contextualizing the video, the second motivating, and then specific language item, prediction, eliciting, and the last is explaining reason. In the computers, there are several activities. The first is prepare the lesson plan, establishing ground rules, pre-teaching computers related vocabulary, contextualizing work, prepare the activity types, teamwork, tell the aims of the study. And there are while activity. In while activity, there are two kinds also. The first is video and the second is computer. In the video, there are several well activities. The first is viewing the general topic of video, and then viewing the detail of video, and the last is viewing for pleasure. In computers, there are well activity. The first is pupils obey the rules, pupils stay on task, and then the last is pupils carry out their tasks.
Post activities in computer. In computer, completed the assignment, and the two giving feedback and score, and the third collecting the assignment, and the fourth show the work and compare with the other review, and the video provide opportunities to research further information. In the video, room management, practice several times, and the second, sequence several times, practicing using the pause button, rewind, and etc. And the fourth, always check your equipment before you start your lesson. And the five, the video should be clear. And the six, give the instruction clearly, and make sure our purpose can see and hear the video. And the last, give proper challenge to understand the video. In the computer, tell the ground rules, tell the risks of disobeying the rules, and the third, bookmark the status, and the fourth, checking the computer, and the five, tell the activities aims, the six, forbid pupils to access a link or download, at the seven, give text for pupils, and the last, restrict use to a limited time. A for benefit of using video. The first, psychological. And psychological, children find it fun, motivating, and stimulating. It provides variety. And second, it appeals to children's sophisticated tastes and can be used to reward pupils for work they have done. And second, linguistic. It's linguistic, it combines sound and vision and provides a full context. For language, so children see language in use, making it more accessible and memorable. And the second is show all factors of communication, including nonverbal communication. And the third, it can develop all skills and introduce or revise new words and phrases. And the third, cognitive. In cognitive, it develops the child's curiosity and provides up-to-date information. The second, it heightens children's powers of observation and awareness of visual and audio clues as a side to meaning. And the third, it enables children to maximize their abilities to infer from context. The fourth, social. In social, a class working together on a video of an animated story or a video extract is a shared social experience. And pupils working together on a computer program will develop collaborative skills as they take turns using the keyboard and help each other complete a text. And the last, cultural, it takes the child outside the classroom into the real or fantasy world. Second, it helps bridge the culture gap by providing background cultural information. At the last, it helps bridge the credibility gap. Children can see what it's really like in an English-speaking country. Call option. Word process. In the first word processing pages, most computers come with a CD-ROM and word processor. The word processor allows pupils to practice their writing skill and take pride in the presentation of their work, especially creating material for project work and display. And CD-ROM. The range of CD-ROM is increasing rapidly, although at the time of writing there is a need for more specifically created CDs for young FL learners. In the authoring programs, an authoring program allows teachers to create their own exercise, allowing great flexibility as exercise can be designed to be used with near beginners to higher level pupils. And the last, the internet reading and following instruction and answering question attacks such as the one in figures involve the children in walking through a series of instructions and answering specific questions. CD-ROMs. CD-ROM is an application made for native speakers used to extend a story presented in the classroom with activities which can be used by groups of more than two pupils or individually. In the authoring program, the first teacher creates their own exercise designed to be useful for young learners. And second, teacher can develop students' writing and reading skill use storyboard.
Okay guys, the next is about internet. In internet, we are divided into 2 points. The first is for web and email. For the web, it's very useful for teacher in project work, and then for the pupils to increasing their writing skill. And email also is a good media for developing students' writing skill ability and tell the result to children over the world, so they can write an emails and then they forward it the email to their friends over the world. The internet, the first is we should obey an accuracy. The next is about our theory, accuracy, sounds, visual, presentation, relevance, usability, level of language, education potential, and then potential follow-up. Accuracy means that you give the materials are related to their age, and it should be related to the topic that you will teach for your pupils. And don't forget use the level of language, because your learners is not an adult, where your learners is an young learners, so don't use the complicated language that make they confused about what you say. You use the simple language for the children. And then the next is for the materials, it should be education potential. It means that the videos or internet should have an potential and in education. And then the next is follow up. Don't forget to give the follow up activity after you use the technology. Making use of internet is about the reading and following instruction, and then accessing site, looking for specific information related to the topic, and then doing language activities, creating a school website, writing and cables. In this section, you can use the Edmodo or some things like that are in for
in Edmodo, you can ask your children to answering the some of question that you post in the Edmodo, and you can ask them to submit the text that you give for them in the activities of the learnings. And next is example of the technology in teaching English for young learners. You can use the Duolingo. You can you can click the links in here in www.duolingo.com. You can click this link, and then you should register 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 you should register your yourself in that account, and then you can play in the Duolingo. Duolingo is a game in application. You can you can download it in Play Store, so you can learn or and you can do the exercise in this application in anywhere and everywhere that you want to practice. Uh, for the Duolingo is very helpful for teacher and helpful for the pupils, because the Duolingo has different levels and the topics in their exercise. So I recommended this file for you to download it and just practice it if you want to increasing your ability in English. And Duolingo not only about reading and writing activities. In here you can also practice the listening and speaking activities, because the activity in this game is have four skills like reading, writing, and speaking and listening. And for the summary is, the technology can play an important role in contributing to children's learning. It can offer children rich and memorable learning environment with the responsibility of developing many linguistic skills as well as more global skills such as keyboard and other ID skill that will get them in their future studies. So use learning using technology have many benefits for the children. Uh, in additional, they can practice it, and it's more challenging for the young learners, and it's fun because they can use the technology, and our children like the technology. And then don't forget, you should tell about the rules of using technology for young learners, because we can't only we can because we should obeying the rules of the technology for young learners. And yes, because it's very help the children to memorize in memorizing, because they do, and some the scientists said the children will get 10% if they do something related to the materials. And this is it. We get those information about the teaching technology for young learners from the Professor G. Ailes G. and Gerard D. in the book of Primary English Teacher's Guide. Yeah, so that's all for our group presentation. I hope you enjoyed for this videos, and thank you that you you hear my voice. So billahi fisabilil haq, fastaghfirul khairat. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See ya.